Alrighty, I have had two questions now about Black Kitty. Yes, Black Kitty's fine. She was just in hiding when the fire occurred. I'm going to hit on a few other questions that I sort of get and whatnot. You may notice that I don't really respond to comments. Once upon a time I had a lot of views and a lot of people, and I was blowing 3 hours a week, and I'd choose a particular time on Saturday or usually Sunday and answer all the comments, and it was ridiculous by the amount of replies I had to deal with for comments I'd left on other people's channels and ones on mine, And, yeah. So that was the end of that. I also haven't looked at my emails for probably 9 months or more. And I've got to deal with that. You may notice two different houses in these videos, and there's been a long-standing agreement I've had with someone else to look after their property during Australian winters, which happen during American summers. I go over there and I always check that the hot water works every night, you know what I mean. And make sure the microwave's still working, if you know what I mean. But I don't live there during the winter. A lot of people have assumed I have, even people who don't watch me on YouTube. But I don't. But I do go over there, and use a few of the things and keep everything sorted and all the bits and bobs that just minor chores as well. Yes, I do have 3 cars, including this one I'm sitting in now, which I rarely use anymore because it is basically dying. The battery's going flat in it, and it has a number of other issues, which is why I got the other silver one, 2008 model that you might have seen. But yes, I do have 3 cars, 2 of which run on propane. Now, I have quite a bit of experience with propane vehicles, and that's been a very common thing here in Australia probably since the mid-80s. So, you seem to have a lot of... I used to have one person who sort of seemed to know everything about this, but didn't have 20 plus years experience. And my uncle's been using... he's now deceased. He used to use those back even in the early 90s, I believe. He got into all that, long and short of it is, yes, I do live in a cottage that was formerly owned by my uncle, I didn't just get handed it holus bolus. There was a bit of mortgage to pay off, but let's put it like this: I've been given a better run than most people have in terms of housing. Although I'm going to have to build another house one day because my gosh. But I work on bits and pieces. But ultimately it's not something that is fully savable. Although it's going to do for another 10, 15 years. It's going to have to do for another 10 or 15 years. I have been living off grid for very slightly, maybe a month or so, over maybe 2 months. No, it's about 5 weeks more than 8 years. So regardless of what you see in the about section where it says 2 years, it's actually 8 years that I've been living off grid. And I am not working currently. I have worked for a large German corporation for the last 2 years. I may have to go back there. I have sort of been told that, I'm welcome back there, but that was under that supervisor and that manager, and they tend to go through managerial staff a little bit quickly than you may expect for most companies. So I've got to hope that same manager and supervisor is still there. Otherwise I might be going back. But in the next month or so, it's looking inevitable. I'm going to have to. There's a few things on the van I've got to do that are higher price things on this camper van I'm working on. In fact, that camper van is actually more or less finished, except for some of the expensive bits like deep cycle battery, solar panel, and I might be getting a cargo hitch on the back of it. And I'm probably going to play around before too long at all with a solar hot water system for that. There's ways you can make roof rack mounted solar hot water systems that are actually even pressurized, believe it or not. But anyway, in due course, yeah, I got to go back to work to pay for a lot of that stuff. But the point I was trying to make is I actually slept in that camper van last night for the first time. And woohoo! That $350 mattress was worth it. My gosh, that is the best mattress that I've come across in 15 years or more. It was phenomenal. The comfort in that mattress makes me wonder about the age of my other mattress, which I've sort of calculated I think is about 18 or 19 years old, and maybe I should be throwing that one out because when I've been in that van mattress, my gosh, it is so far above the mattress that's in my house. It is unbelievable. So anyway, I've got to have a think about it, but I think it's getting on for a damn long time that I've had that mattress, and I haven't, two extra spare mattresses, and I might as well throw out my big one and start using one of the, maybe the king single that I've got from someone that only had 6 months use before me, because, yeah. And when I turn over that mattress that I've got in my house, sometimes as you turn it over, you get, there's broken springs in there. Anyway, just wanted to tell you Black Kitty's fine, and I have indeed slept in the camper van, and it is, except a handful of expensive parts, that for all intensive purposes it's finished, but the videos are coming 2 weeks late or something. So there you go.